Hey everybody, happy Sunday, happy Easter to those of you who celebrate Easter, happy springtime to everybody else. I hope you guys are doing well, staying safe, staying healthy. We're going to talk through what's going on for you guys this week. Before I do that, I want to briefly say I've been fielding emails from people. It is really important that you guys read through the requirements for this final assignment. Okay. Now I am posting these videos. There is the interactive calendar. That's just an outline. You need to look at the requirements for all the components. It's important that you do so. Okay. That said, what have you done so far? Well, you have read some literacy narratives. You have written about them. You have interviewed a classmate. You have written a profile about that classmate. You've hopefully read some of those profiles and written a project statement about a main theme or central finding that you are going to explore in your own literacy narrative. If you posted a project statement this week, I gave you feedback on it. Every single one that I saw looks great, so we're in a good position. Very happy to see that. Now the point is, what are we doing with those themes, right? What's the goal of this at the end of the day? Well, I want you to think about your literacy narrative as including a couple of main things, right? Obviously, it's going to be your story or your experience as a literate person. But because it's called a researched literacy narrative, you will also be integrating source material. Okay, if you remember assignment number 2, when we did the critical synthesis, that was 2 sources that you had to put into dialogue with each other as well as your own experience. Now we're building on that a little bit more, and we're going to do 3 sources and make the whole thing about your experience as a literate person. What are those 3 sources? Well, you're going to choose one reading of the course. That could be the Malcolm X literacy narrative, it could be Sherman Alexie, it could be James G, or it could be any of the Brown and Williams stuff, whatever you think fits best with your theme. You conducted these interviews, you wrote profiles about your peers because you are also going to integrate some sort of information from that interview. You're going to be using your classmates' experience to either compare or contrast to your own experience as a literate person. And then finally, you will need to go find a research article of your own to integrate into the final draft of this literacy narrative. And that's what we're doing this week. It's all about finding a source that is going to be useful for you and writing about that source. Now, I want you to think about how will this source allow you to explore your theme and possibly even make an argument related to that theme. So as you look through the RIT database, which if you scroll through the PowerPoint that I've uploaded to my courses called Introduction to Secondary Research Methods, you will see links to a number of different, windows into the RIT online database. All right. If you guys have trouble navigating the database, let me know, but there's all sorts of helpful hints in that PowerPoint. I've also given you a link to a digital archive of literacy narratives, which is essentially just thousands and thousands and thousands of other scholars writing literacy narratives about themselves. This would also be considered a scholarly source. So if you don't think you can find anything or you haven't found anything useful in the RIT database, feel free to pick something out of here. Once you find one source that you think will help you explore the theme of your literacy narrative, whether that be technology or visual learning or resilience or race or any of those things that people have started talking about, you need to take that one source, summarize it, and post a discussion post in our discussion forum sometime before Friday, April 17th at 11:59 p.m. The detailed requirements for this write-up are on my courses. There's a link to it right below this video. Ultimately, it's about summarizing the source, talking about how you think it will be useful for you and how you plan to integrate it and sort of connect it to your overall theme. Okay, I want you to also think about the course reading that you're going to choose and the information that you culled from your interview, because it will also inform what article you choose to write about here. Okay? Again, this is due by the end of the week. You'll get feedback from me on this as well as every other component that you've submitted so far. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. As always, my office hours will be tomorrow, Monday afternoon, from 3 to 5 p.m. Just hop into Zoom. I'll be there for you. Hopefully, I will see you guys or hear from you soon. All right, be safe.